7 Balance Secrets Women over 40 need to know. Stop feeling overwhelmed. Ladies, if you're feeling like you're constantly juggling flaming torches while riding a unicycle, this video is for you. I'm going to share the real strategies that actually work for creating balance in our beautifully complicated lives after 40. And trust me, it's not about being perfect at everything. Hi, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here to share honest, talk about wellness and balance for women who are trying to do it all without losing themselves in the process. Now, before we dive in, I want you to do me a favor. If you've ever felt like you're giving everyone else 100%, but running on empty yourself, give me a thumbs up. Because, honey, you are absolutely not alone in feeling stretched too thin. The thing is, balance looks different at our age than it did in our 20s or 30s. We have more responsibilities, more wisdom, and honestly, less tolerance for things that don't serve us. But here's the beautiful news. Once you understand what true balance actually means for you right now, life becomes so much more manageable and fulfilling. I was having coffee with my friend Lisa last week, and she said something that really resonated. I used to think balance meant doing everything equally well, but now I realize it's about doing the right things well. If that hits home for you, keep watching. The magic of mindfulness. Let's start with something that completely transformed how I handle stress and overwhelm: mindfulness and meditation. Now, I know what you're thinking. I don't have time to sit cross-legged on a mountaintop for hours. But here's what I wish someone had told me years ago: meditation doesn't have to look like what you see in magazines. When I first started, I could barely sit still for 2 minutes without my mind racing to my to-do list. But even those 2 minutes made a difference. Now, after years of practice, I can honestly say it's changed my relationship with stress completely. Studies show that just 10-15 minutes of daily meditation can reduce stress hormones, improve focus, and actually strengthen the parts of our brain responsible for decision-making. As women over 40, we're often dealing with so many roles: career, family, aging parents, our own health concerns. And meditation gives us tools to navigate it all with more grace. My favorite way to start the day is with 5 minutes of deep breathing before I even get out of bed. I call it my mental shower. It clears away yesterday's worries and prepares me for today's challenges. And if formal meditation feels too intimidating, try mindful moments throughout your day. When you're washing dishes, really feel the warm water on your hands. When you're walking, notice your feet touching the ground. These tiny moments add up to huge benefits. Yoga, your body's best friend. Now let's talk about yoga. And I promise this isn't about becoming a pretzel or wearing expensive leggings. Yoga has been my saving grace, especially during perimenopause, when my body felt like it was betraying me. The gentle stretching, the focus on breath, the permission to move slowly. It's like giving your nervous system a warm hug. What I love about yoga is that it meets you where you are. Some days I do a full 45-minute flow. Other days, it's just 5 minutes of gentle stretches in my pajamas. Both count, both matter. The research on yoga for women our age is incredible. It reduces anxiety and depression, improves sleep quality, helps with chronic pain, and even strengthens our bones. One study found that women over 40 who practiced yoga regularly had better balance, flexibility, and overall quality of life. But here's what surprised me most: yoga taught me to listen to my body instead of pushing through pain or ignoring what I need. That's a skill that translates to every area of life. If you're new to yoga, start with gentle or restorative classes. YouTube has amazing free options, and many studios offer beginner-friendly sessions specifically for women our age. Setting boundaries that stick. Now, let's talk about something that took me way too long to learn: the art of saying no without feeling guilty. Ladies, our time and energy are precious resources, and we get to choose how to spend them. Yet so many of us have been conditioned to say yes to everything. The PTA committee, the extra project at work, hosting every family gathering. Here's what changed everything for me. I started asking myself, does this align with my values and priorities right now? If the answer was no, I learned to say, thank you for thinking of me, but I can't commit to that right now. Setting boundaries isn't selfish, it's essential. When you're constantly overextended, you can't show up fully for the things that really matter. I also had to set boundaries with technology. I used to check work emails at 10 p.m. and scroll social media first thing in the morning. Now my phone goes into airplane mode at 8 p.m. and I don't check it until after my morning routine. That simple change gave me hours of mental space back. Try this. Identify one boundary you need to set this week. Maybe it's not checking emails after dinner or saying no to a commitment that drains you. Start small, but start somewhere. The power of priority. Let's talk about something that will revolutionize your daily life. The art of prioritizing like a boss. I used to have to-do lists that looked like novels. I was trying to do everything, which meant nothing got done well, and I felt like a failure constantly. Then I discovered the magic of 3. Each morning, I choose 3 things that absolutely must get done that day. Not 10, not 5, 3. These aren't necessarily the easiest tasks. They're the most important ones that align with my current priorities. I also learned about time blocking, actually scheduling time for different activities, like I would schedule a doctor's appointment. I block time for work, for family, for exercise, and yes, for myself. When something is on my calendar, it happens. Here's a game changer. Delegate what you can. I know we're used to doing everything ourselves, but asking for help isn't a sign of weakness. Maybe your partner can handle grocery shopping, or you hire a teenager to help with yard work. Your time is valuable. Invest it wisely. Creating your sacred space. Now, let's talk about something that might feel indulgent, but is absolutely essential. Creating time and space just for you. I call it my sacred hour. 1 hour each day that belongs entirely to me. Sometimes it's reading a book with a cup of tea. Sometimes it's a bubble bath. Sometimes it's working in my garden. The activity doesn't matter. What matters is that it's mine. At first, I felt guilty about this. Shouldn't I be doing something productive? But here's what I learned. Taking care of myself isn't selfish. It's strategic. When I'm rested and fulfilled, I'm a better partner, mother, employee, and friend. Even if you can only manage 15 minutes a day, claim it. Guard it like you would guard your child's safety. Because in a way, you are. You're protecting your well-being, which affects everyone you love. I also created a physical space in my home that's just for me. A corner of my bedroom with a comfortable chair, good lighting, and things that make me happy. It doesn't have to be big or fancy, just yours. Flexibility is your friend. Here's something I wish I'd understood earlier. Perfect balance doesn't exist, and that's actually liberating. Some weeks, work demands more of your attention. Other weeks, family needs you more. Sometimes your health requires extra focus. This isn't failure, this is life. I've learned to think of balance like a dance rather than a perfectly balanced scale. Sometimes you lean left, sometimes right, but you're always in motion, always adjusting. The key is being intentional about these choices rather than feeling like life is just happening to you. When I have to work late for a project, I make sure to plan something special with my family the next weekend. When I need extra self-care during stressful times, I adjust my other commitments accordingly. Building your support network. Let's talk about something that makes all the difference. Having people in your corner who truly understand what you're going through. Whether it's a group of girlfriends who meet for monthly coffee, an online community of women your age, or even a professional mentor, having support makes everything more manageable. I'm part of a text group with 5 other women in their 40s and 50s. We share everything: work frustrations, parenting challenges, health concerns, small victories. Just knowing I'm not alone in this journey makes such a difference. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable with the people you trust. When I finally started being honest about my struggles instead of pretending everything was perfect, I discovered that other women were feeling the same way. Technology as your ally. Here's something that surprised me. Technology can actually help create better balance when used intentionally. I use apps to automate things like grocery lists and bill paying. I schedule social media posts in advance so I'm not constantly thinking about content. I use a family calendar app so everyone knows what's happening when. But I also use technology to enforce boundaries. I have do not disturb settings that kick in during family time and personal time. I use website blockers during focused work hours. The key is making technology work for you instead of being enslaved by it. Small changes, big impact. Let me share some simple swaps you can try this week. First, try the 2-minute rule. If something takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately instead of adding it to your mental to-do list. Second, batch similar activities together. Answer all your emails at once rather than checking constantly throughout the day. Do all your errands in one trip. Third, practice saying, "Let me check my calendar and get back to you," instead of automatically saying yes to requests. This gives you time to consider whether it's really something you want to commit to. And finally, start each day by asking yourself, what do I need today to feel balanced and fulfilled? Some days, it might be movement. Other days, it might be quiet time. Other days, it might be connection with friends. Remember, beautiful soul, balance isn't about perfection. It's about making conscious choices that align with your values and current season of life. What's your biggest challenge when it comes to balance? Is it setting boundaries, finding time for yourself, or managing all your responsibilities? Let me know in the comments. I love hearing your stories and learning from each other. If this resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up. Your support helps other women find this information when they need it most. And remember, you don't have to choose between being successful and being fulfilled. You don't have to sacrifice your well-being for everyone else's needs. You deserve a life that feels manageable, meaningful, and uniquely yours. If you'd like more helpful information and tips for navigating midlife and beyond, please subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell.